What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's episode 705, live from the Hot Chicken Old Town, Scottsdale, for the first time in what, like a year and a half?
Yeah.
We have the best comedian in Arizona, not only in 2020,
but
2023, Eric Bernal. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you, man. It's all fucking doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, yes it does.
It means it
yes,
doesn't
it
mean
does.
anything.
It's in the magazine.
You know, oh yeah, that was nice. No, it's good. Like for credits wise, it's absolutely good. But you ask any other comic, they're like, who gives a fuck about this guy over here?
No, man.
I was gonna ask you if I could curse, but
You can say whatever
I
the
forgot.
hell you want.
I think I heard.
You forgot how cool I was.
I heard other people cursing on this thing. But yeah, I want to start this off. Since you're in Scottsdale, a little Casa Amigos. All right.
That's right.
Let's start this off nice.
Cheers.
Chilled, baby.
Cheers to success.
Oh my God.
See, the orange slice helps.
All right. Yeah, chilled.
All right.
I love a chilled drink.
So you got a lot going on right now, man. First of all,
Yeah.
finally starting the podcast consistently now.
Yes.
You were talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was going to be like my own terms, how I wanted it, my team. So, it's just me and Gatsby, the artist, and I told my vision, how I want it done. Guest and no guest. Solo pods, me ranting for an hour. That's like a whole different
Burr
muscle.
style, yeah.
It's a different muscle I had to flex because not everyone could do that. Just to scream into the abyss, which I do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to be announcing the Patreon next week.
Nice.
Get that set up at different levels, It's going to be a $5 level. We call that the bump.
Yeah.
A bump right here. And then the $25 level is an 8-ball, And obviously play on words to the culture of drugs, whatever. And here's the thing, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, is that, there's a fentanyl, whatever. And I'm like, it's a fucking joke.
That's right.
Like, I'm a comedian. I'm not a broadcaster. I don't work for fucking CNN, Fox. I'm fucking around.
No.
So what's cool is that the $5 one's gonna give you obviously early access to shit, also give you access to episodes that will only be on there. So let's say I'll have you on the pod, right? We'll shoot part 1, and then part 2 is like the other shit people gotta pay to see it, right?
Yep.
And $5 to me is like not a lot, right?
Nope.
It's like buying your friend a cup of coffee. So if you support me in what I do, grab me a cup of coffee. Let's fucking chill. The $25 one is just more of just a boisterous one. Just like, those are like my supporters who have more money and they go, Eric, this $5 shit.
That's right.
$25, I'm calling you live on the podcast. We're gonna talk. We're gonna try to get FaceTime if they're okay with it. And we just introduced voicemails.
Oh, okay.
So I did voice memos on my DMs today. We got 1 or 2 or whatever, but I want to change that. I want to have a phone number where it's a voicemail where you're straight up anonymous. We don't know who you are. Talk to us. You want to say I suck? Let's talk about it. You want to say that I'm great, or you want to ask us a question? You want to confess a murder? Like whatever it is,
Right.
just let us know.
Confessing a murder, that would be a game changer for the
I think
podcast,
someone did
right?
do that on a podcast though. That they had
That'll
killed someone
change
when they were
everything
younger.
for you.
I need clips, and
Yeah.
I need all the content I can get.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to do. I have a goal of having like a ripped dude, because I want to make it equal, right? Because people fucking care about that. Ripped dude, no shirt on the podcast. I'll have no shirt on, and then have a girl no shirt on, just to make things equal. Obviously, we'll blur hers, whatever, even though free the nip and whatever else people want to care about. But yeah, we'll be doing that. Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. I had the previous podcast.
That's right.
That was that. It's a new life. I like doing it by myself. I like having people on that have nothing to do with comedy. Like I've had, a guy who takes care of millions of dollars in portfolios, to a girl with 500,000 followers on Instagram that does OnlyFans, and her boyfriend is her dude.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And the comfortability of like seeing like both entrepreneurs, and it's just dope. Like these are people I feel like too. It's funny when I interviewed her. Her second episode is gonna be on the Patreon, but Tiana Riley, she goes, people are scared to even talk to me. So even people who never maybe have seen her around, were like, dude, I didn't even know what her voice sounded like. it was kind of cool. And I'm not gonna out them, but I was like, yeah, just subscribe to her, whatever. And you'll get to hear some other noises. But yeah, it's been cool. Got that. I got a lot of things on my. I'm trying to get locals really in. Seems like you've been doing the same shit. Like locals in. I want to do the same thing. I want to be able to look. I want somebody on my show that blows up before me.
That's right.
I want that. And that's the thing. A lot of people care about that. They want to know, or they want to be the first. If not, then they hate on everyone else. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Been up to a lot.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot. It's very cool to see too, because there's so many people like you mentioned. There's people who are in it for themselves, and there's people who are in it for the community.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have a tight-knit community of people. You know? And we know a lot of the same people. Jack Ducey, right off the top of my head, is
my
one
guy.
of them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's the best, right? Just down to earth people wanting to see other people succeed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's so fun. In comedy, you already know, the people who are good know the people that are good, even if they don't think they're good. If that makes sense.
That's right.
Like, someone can hate on me, but they can't hate on my work ethic.
That's right.
That's like my number one since the beginning. So Luis Alvarez, Reese Muniz, I wish Savannah Hernandez still did comedy.
That's right.
It's one of my favorite comics. I actually reached out to her. I'm like begging her to come back, but she won't take. And guess what? If it makes her happier, even better. That's the thing is and in comedy, I was with Tim Dillon, right? I did some shows with him out of state, and he was like, Eric, the reality is, if you're in a group where people are talking shit about other local comics, get yourself out of that group. These are losers,
Well, that's what Luis was telling me. He's like, there's people who just badmouth people, and it's like that's a toxic trait in that universe because you should all be supportive.
I literally was just having a drink with another comic at Gatsby, and I said, I have no idea what anyone else is doing. That's how much. Not that I don't care. If I hear something great, I'm congratulations, amazing, beautiful. But I'm not over here going, oh, look, only 12 people showed up to. I don't care, dude. I don't care. You're great, you're not. It doesn't matter to me. That part, it's gonna fuck you up worrying about everyone. When I was with, I'm name dropping now and shit.
Yeah.
Chrissy D, he told me something that now he says on podcasts all the time. He goes, I think he said his dad told him this. It's like a FDR quote. And it said, what's it called? I do not know the secret of success. No, that's not the one. Oh no, comparison is the thief of joy.
Oh, for sure.
Comparison is the thief of joy. If I'm worried about what your podcast is doing, in a very evil way.
Oh yeah, you're just
negative.
What can we do better?
How Jack doesn't deserve that. Yo, dude, you start literally fucking up your own energy. I've learned that energy gets you places, legitimately. I used to think it was all bullshit and girls with her, whatever, are you a rising, whatever the fuck. I used to think it was all bullshit. That probably is bullshit, but energy, man, that is undeniable. After I'm done with a show, somebody goes yo, I feel like I know you. You spoke to me and that shit was funny, and to some people, and you're not gonna be funny to everyone, and that's okay too. I always tell people that, Patrice O'Neal had a really cool line. He said, I think it was in a comedy special or his album, but he said, a lot of you are laughing and some of you aren't. That's good. I would never want to make all of you laugh at the same time, because that means you're just pandering, So yeah, this year has been a lot, dude. It's been, bro, I could go everywhere with it, but it's been a lot in great and horrible ways too. But I don't focus on that. If I focus on that, I'll stay there, and I won't be able to do something good for myself.
That's right. I mean, the podcast, the stand-up, the traveling. I mean, you're constantly, I feel like I'm going through Eric Bernal comedy, at Eric Bernal comedy. His story's just always going. We first met, I invited you on my show 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I started doing open mic night when you were doing open mic at the Golden Margarita.
Yeah, started hosting it.
Absolutely sucked, but it was fun.
Look, you're not supposed to be amazing in the beginning. If
No
you
one
are,
is.
that's crazy.
No one is.
It's crazy.
The first time I did it, I felt like I got a decent reaction.
You did.
I'm going to come back.
You did.
And then it
And
was
sometimes that's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who never had a bad show for 6 months. Never a bad, really working on it. Now that's good and that's bad, because now you haven't prepared for the gut punch, for that fucking Devontae punch to the gut to Ryan, and it sits you down. That's what happened to me. I started August 11, 2019, officially. Got much success. Boom, I got put on a big show in Tempe, 300 people in the crowd, and people said that that they liked my performance, one of the favorites, right, of the night. Cool. And then I remember, pandemic, whatever, I was still doing stuff. I did a drive-in movie theater. I did everything I could. I didn't really do, what's that called? Zoom show? That's right. Stupid as fuck. It's hard as fuck. I mean, if you did it, cool, but did you get anything out of it? I don't know. But I did a show. I want to say it was like House of Comedy. I brought a girl with me. Oh, man. Oh, I thought I was going to crush. And first lesson was not reading the crowd. I went up there with jokes that made sense for people that were 18 to 35, maybe, that group. And and then don't get me wrong, that ranges too. Some older people are inclined with like Cardi B, all that stuff, Taylor Swift. And I realized that the comic right before me had done this, hey, is anyone here younger than 30? And it was like no claps. Younger than 40, it was like 10 claps. 40 and up, and it was like majority. And I didn't even pay attention to it. I went up with my shit that kills everywhere, that I thought, and that was my gut punch to the gut. It was like, bang! And I remember that was my first true bomb. It's funny because people try to explain bombs, like what it feels like. So I heard a story. Shout out to Sergio Chacon, who is the regular feature for Chris Stefano. I heard a story that he bombed so bad that he left his jacket in the crowd. He got off. It was cold in New York, and he said, you know what? It's probably best I leave my fucking jacket there. That's a bomb. That's like it hurts so. Y'all keep it. Because he was so embarrassed to go back in the middle crowd to grab it. Same thing. After my bomb, after my bomb, I texted the girl to meet me outside.
That's tough.
She came out, and we got in the car, and I'm driving, and she's like, babe, it was good. I was like, you fucking liar. You know what I mean? Like, and she's like, no, it wasn't that bad. All I heard was that bad. I said, yo, like, it fucked me up so bad, I didn't have sex that night. Like, she was like, come on, like, let me solve it with sex. I'm like, get away from me. Like, this shit's hurting my soul. But it's important. All that is important. Like you said, some people get the bomb early, which I think is better. It's better to bomb early than to bomb 8 months later.
So it wasn't bad enough to where, like, the girl was like, oh my God, I can't.
No, which I think that's like, if you bomb super bad, like you suck, that's like the girl you came out with sees you getting knocked out. I don't know if you ever seen that famous like Joe Rogan clip.
Oh, of course.
With the girl, he's like, she saw her man getting knocked out, and she's like, I can't be with you anymore, because he got knocked out. And he did one of these, and then she got knocked out. Karma. But it is true. There's like this thing where Tom Segura explained it to Giannis Papas, which I love Giannis. I've opened up for Giannis.
Giannis was great. You introduced me to Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. And then I'll be with Giannis in November. He had to reschedule because he had a second baby coming. So Giannis said to Tony, like, oh yeah, he told him to Sergio Chacon, leaving the jacket and the whatever. And he goes, sometimes I don't know how to explain it to people. And it's hard to like explain it to people. Like, come on, it can't be that bad. Like, you have no idea how bad it is. Tom Segura said, I've explained it as, imagine inviting all your friends and family and the girl you're in love with. Like you're dying for her love. And they give you a microphone, and her friends are there too. And you confess your love to her. And she goes, ew, in front of everyone. And you're like, oh my heart. My heart's hurting. It's like that. And then I remember Giannis saying, like, I've never heard it like explained as that well. Because it's heartbreaking. And that's the same thing with like coming up in comedy. Like, who was on there? I think it was Mike Vecchione was on Rogan, and he said it's like the come up of comedy because it's so much fun. You brag about it and shit, but you're not getting paid for it as well. He said that one of his friends told him it's like dating the hottest girl ever with bad breath.
That's a great analogy. It's tough, man.
Because you get to brag about her, but it's not as great.
That's about
as
it. That's about it. That's the worst. That's honestly like the great analogy when you compare like people on social media who are posting clips being like their life's awesome, when really it's probably not.
Yeah, I mean, being in Scottsdale, you learn long enough that even if you do have all the things you say you have, you know, you're reminding us that you have it for a reason. There's something missing. There's something hurting within everything. There's a hole you're trying to fill with letting everyone know how great you have. Dude, I know a lot of rich people in this motherfucker, man. I do. Scottsdale does have a lot of rich people. But it has a lot of lonely people too.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be the quote fucking podcast. One of the other best quotes I ever heard was when I was 21 years old at a bar in New York City. I was working at a furniture company that made me dress in a suit. So I thought it looked like a badass, even though my suit was like $180. Hey, I'm there. I met this guy. We were both trying to talk to the same girl. We didn't get with her, whatever. We ended up talking. Anyway, I asked for his advice at the end. I said, hey, I'm a young man. Let me know what I should do, you know. Give me advice. He said, no amount of success can compensate for failure in the home. He was like, what does it matter if I make millions if my wife hates me? What does it matter if I can buy anything I want, but my kids would never receive a gift from me? So that reigns true a lot here in Scottsdale. Not all of them. There's a lot of people who make a lot of money, who are good within themselves and the energy and everything. But to say that doesn't exist is a lie.
No. It's especially here it exists.
Yo, this is Miami in the desert. You know what I mean? This is like legit what it is, including the cocaine.
How often do you go to Miami? Because I feel like I can't compare the level of toxicity that there is between these two cultures.
I've been there 4 times.
Okay.
Twice to perform.
Okay.
And I'm going back to perform either in June or July. I'm not sure yet. I have a comic that's, he wants to bring me on the road. Shout out to Neil Nanda. Neil Nanda, he's a comic. I think he was born in the States. His parents are from India. He's sick. He's awesome. He's amazing. He's a great comic. He took me to Hyenas in Dallas and in Fort Worth. Got to perform with Ralph Barbosa.
Yeah.
Got to perform with him. Super cool guy. Like the nicest dude. Like you would even think like, it's open micer? Yeah, because he has no ego to him, which I love. I love that about him. But I should be going there. The thing with Miami, dude. Rogan had a guy that did Cocaine Cowboys, the documentary. He says, LA is a place if you want to be somebody. New York is a place if you are somebody. And Miami's a place if you want to be somebody else. It's the sunniest place with the shadiest people. And it's true, dude. Every time I met someone, when I was out there recently, and I stayed at one of my friend's house. I mean, his 2 bedrooms, like a couple million. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. And every time, it was like scam. A lot of, like, not everyone, but some. I would talk to someone just like in the bathroom, like, oh yeah, man, I'm doing this. And I'm like, oh, it's a scam. Like you're scamming people until they get caught. So that's what a lot of Miami is. Now, there are people that make money. They're killing it. Strippers probably make the most money in the fucking world there. We went to a strip club, dude. What's it called? Look it up. Something cabaret. I don't know. But, dude, this place was like a nightclub. Kind of like 11.
Right.
You've heard of 11, right?
Right.
Kind of like that. 11's a little extreme. But that's what it is. It's cars. It's fast, life, pure cocaine. They don't even do cocaine. They do 2C, which is cocaine with Molly mixed with all this. Dude, I was finding out all this stuff. All the women there are driven, almost like LA in a sense. What do? you know, when people ask you that question, it's crazy how that question is like number one. What do you do? And from that question, they base off, is this conversation worth it? Miami and Scottsdale have that together because women are beautiful, men are rich, and there's more beautiful women than there are rich men. So rich men have their pick of any chick, pretty much, and regular dudes sometimes can get away with a good-looking chick because it's just oversaturated with beautiful women. I mean, it is nuts. I mean, you've been to Scottsdale, you see these people, but I love them too because what I've learned through that, because I could be easily a person's like, oh yeah, this bitch has fake tits or whatever. Like, these people have become my friends. They've become, I had nowhere to go Thanksgiving. I don't have family here. And one of the girls who was a bartender, right, in the club out here, was like, why don't you come to my house? It was her, other bartenders, a bottle girl. And it was like, I got to see them humanized, and I was just like, oh, they've never been rude to me, always been nice to me. What I've learned, it's always been other girls that are kind of mean. And almost like as if they're upset they aren't them. Mm-hmm. You know, women are very catty. Like, I will never scream at my mom, but my sisters will. It's this women dynamic that I see a lot here, where they're like, well, you know, it's a back and forth thing, but yeah, go to Miami, dude. Shoot a podcast in Miami. I actually have really good guests that have been on Wolf of Wall Street and all that.
Oh, dude, find me a good spot. I'd love to record in South Beach. South Beach would be a lot of fun.
Amazing.
So on that topic, how are the women treating you? I see recently, your story's blown up. I'm like, who are these chicks that he's finding?
Yeah, I got in trouble a couple weeks back because I posted, you know what, you live and you learn. I posted a video of a girl taking out her boob, and I put it on my close friends. And then they screen record and send it to Scottsdale.tv and Instagram. And I started realizing, why did I get 200 followers in 45 minutes? It was weird. And it was that. Now, what happens? Boom, the girl I was kind of talking to, like, girls I was talking to that saw it were like, fuck you. And that girl was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? So that sucked. But, like any good gentleman, have a backup plan. No, it's been good. With women, dude, I asked Chris and stuff, and I was like, yo, Chrissy, all of a sudden, like, I'm getting girls, you know, like, I tell them that. Like, I used to be way more in shape. I used to box at 160 pounds. I weigh like 250 now. And he goes like, what do you mean? Like, why do girls like you after you perform? It's common sense. I was like, yeah, but there's even comics that are ugly that they get the hottest girls because they kill. He goes, let me explain something to you. He goes, when you performed out there, did you see that girl that was at the right? She was really hot. And I was like, yeah, that girl. He goes, you saw her, right? Gorgeous woman, right? And she was with a very good-looking guy, right? You see the way she smiled when you were performing? Whatever. And because I noticed it, because when I performed, like, I bet you got the same thing. He was like, Eric, even though that guy is 6'4", probably makes good money, maybe has a huge cock, she knows in her heart that he could never do what you do. Yeah. And that makes you hot. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit. He goes, yeah. And so he was talking about like Stavros, like Stavi. He's a Greek comedian, fucking amazing comedian. I saw him, he was amazing. He gets wild puss, like he gets wild ass. And it's because he's confident and he's good at his craft. Like, when I went to Miami, interesting quote I heard from a very rich man. I was like, yeah. I was kind of telling him the same thing. And he goes, oh yeah, Eric, you know what's so crazy is like, when you have status and money, somehow you're everyone's type.
That's right.
He's like, yeah, somehow you're everyone's type now. Somehow that girl all of a sudden does like you. Isn't that funny how that works? I was like, shit.
That's right. It's scary though.
It is.
You don't know.
But that's why I go back on. Like, I have like a no clause on like coming over to my house, even though I'd rather go over to the. I don't like people knowing where I live. I had an incident a few months back where an ex came over and sliced up my clothes, left a knife in my wall. Oh, it's very nice. Very good story. Yeah. God forbid I were to do something like that to a girl. I'd be ruined forever. But
What did you do?
that is what a lot of girls say. So it's an ex that we're trying to work things out, right? And her whole thing was, I don't like you in Scottsdale. This is where I do most of my networking. I had a friend come in town on a Monday, leaves on a Tuesday, take me out. So I'm like, I'm gonna take you out. You better not go out tonight. And meanwhile, me and her are not official, you know? Whatever. And when she's like, you better not. Starts going crazy. And what I do when I was with her, when she would go crazy, I go, I'm gonna block you now, I'll hit you up in the morning. Because I'm not dealing with that. I've learned to not deal with it. I come back like at 4 a.m. I just went to sleep because I was like, whatever. I woke up, dude. She took the garbage from my kitchen and emptied it out in my room. She took my laptop, my passport, gold necklace, 3 iPhones that I had that were just like shit that I didn't use. Old ones. They still had value, right? A coin that my dad gave me. My dad wasn't in my life for a lot, you know. We kind of came cool when I was like 19. A coin that he had that is the most valuable thing he ever had. It's from the 1700s, and me and him are both history buffs. It ranged anywhere between $10K to $50,000. She took that. She knew it meant a lot to me. Then she took a knife and had brand new clothes for the Tim Dillon tour that I saved up money to buy. Dude, all I do is comedy. I don't do anything else. I just do comedy. She sliced up my clothes, jeans, suits. Like, dude, when I tell you, like, I have a limited amount of, like, clothing right now, it's kind of wild. You know? This is my boy's line, Cactus, right? This is my boy's line, this is his hat, you know? And honestly, he don't even know. He gave me a new fit because I'm low. And then I saw a knife in my wall.
So you didn't see her put it in the wall. You saw it later on.
I woke up, because I was drunk. I woke up and I saw garbage on my floor. And then all my clothes were ripped up. And then a knife in the wall. So to give her back my stuff, she goes, I didn't take anything. Whatever. Finally, I got like an attorney involved. That was a mutual friend. I said, reach out to her. I'm going to call the police. And I told her, I'm going to call the police. And she said back, I could make up a story too. Now I was like, whoa. Even though I did nothing, it was scary. Isn't that nuts?
That's tough. And they would believe her too.
They would believe her. 100%. She's done nothing wrong in her life. You know, so she finally brought the stuff back. And I had a recording, I had a sound recording. I had all my room like bugged recording. I said, why did you take my shit? What's wrong with you, dude? These outfits, it was for the most important weekend of my life. I just knew if I took it, you'd talk to me again.
Naturally, because you're
Yeah,
pissed.
because I will have to fucking send the police at you. It's like, and that's the funny thing. I was just like, oh shit. So I always tell people, like, people go, oh shit, I didn't even know that happened to you. I'm like, on purpose. I'm not here to broadcast negativity. Because what that does, it's called sad fishing. I have a bit about it, about sad fishing. When you like post sad shit to get sympathy. Like, you ever see people like they drop a cup of coffee and they go, oh shit, let me take a picture of it. You're fucking psychotic. Like, and I used to do the same thing. So that's why I thought the article was funny. It was like on Psychology Today, sad fishing. And at the end, I felt bad for her. That it's crazy. As like a dude, like, there's no retaliation I really wanted on her. I just like, yeah, I feel bad. Like, that sucked. Like, that sucked for me. I could buy the clothes back again. It set me back a few months, but I could do it. But it was just like, man, you felt the need to, like, Once I knew like that happened, I was like, oh, I can never talk to you again because what if I was in the bed when you came in with the knife? You know? It's crazy. So, I say that to say this. A lot of people don't know this. I'll say it to this camera. Beginning of April, my house flooded. First floor, there was a leak. I went out to dinner, came back, flooded. Wrecked everything. Had to go through HOA. They're ripping my shit apart. I had to pay $4,000 to a plumber immediately. Self-employed. $4,000. That's messed up. A couple days later, my car gets vandalized. I have like a little BMW SUV. It's not brand new. Someone just looks like they went around with it with a fucking hammer. Got vandalized. A week later, the whole knife in my wall, shit stolen, right before the most important weekend of my life. So all this happened within 10 days, right? Like I said, I say that to say this. I was not gonna let it affect how I was gonna perform. There's bigger fish to fry, as they say. Way bigger fish to fry. Also, me saying it to anyone else, some people will probably be happy it happened. You know, so whatever. What am I? Being upset about it isn't going to really change anything. Not at all. But when I went, it's funny, when I went to we flew into Minneapolis, 2,100 seats, Minnesota at the Mystic Lake Casino. Amazing, beautiful time, 2,107 people. Amazing, did that. And I remember at dinner, we were talking, and he was like, what's up? And I told him the story. He was like, holy shit. And you performed tonight? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, man. And he's like, you have a smile on your face. I say, Tim, you don't understand. I'm having the best time of my life. My house could be burning down right now. I don't give a fuck. What can I do? What can I do? You can only worry about the things that you can do something about. People who constantly have I used to suffer from anxiety attacks, panic attacks, all those things. I used to go to the hospital when I was 16, 17 years old. I used to really, really go through it. My mom shared something with me, and it kind of really helped me out. And because she was like, my baby's suffering, you know? And she would say, name me a situation where worrying made it better. Yeah. And if it did, I'll worry with you. The point of it all is worrying never makes it better. You lose sleep when you worry, you know? You're not right during the day when you're worrying. You have this almost cloudy vision when you're worrying. And you're always thinking about what's happening back then or forward instead of thinking of what's happening right now. Dude, I was sitting across one of my idols, Tim Dillon. One of my damn idols. Asking me, what do I want to, all talking shit, going back, giving tags to each other, like legitimate dream shit. I could never let that fuck with me. Never. So I tell anyone out there, man, shit's going bad, it'll be bad. That's part of it. Mm-hmm. The good thing about everything good thing about anything is nothing's forever.
That's right.
When it's good, understand you better cherish it because nothing's forever. And when it's bad, don't worry about it because nothing's forever.
That's the old analogy, this too shall pass. If you're going through a hard time, whether it be finances, your house is flooding, bad breakup, this too shall pass.
Dude.
You think you have all the answers, you think everything's going well, you think everybody understands you, that too shall
I
pass.
tell people, you ain't gonna die from love. I had a major breakup when I was 21, 22 years old. I remember my best friend Randy, his mom, I was crying. It was my first love. I remember she said that to me because she was so upset that I felt that way. She says, look, Eric, ain't nobody died from love. You ain't gonna die from it. You're a good person. You could be a better person or a worse person from this. It's completely up to you. So obviously that counts from my comedy. I talk about a lot of heartbreak, cheating, drugs, baby mamas. I don't even have a kid. A lot of that shit. But, dude, it was this year. Imagine having all the best shit and the worst shit happen to you.
That's a good year. When you look at it from that perspective, though, that's a fun, entertaining year.
Dude, not only was it bad, it gave me content. You know what I mean? It made me want to go you know what? I'm ready for the next thing.
That's right.
I've had horrible shit happen to me. It's how you react to it, as corny as it sounds. It really is.
Now, with that being said, going through all that, are you ready to settle down now? You're traveling a lot. You're traveling a lot.
But that's the thing, Jack. That's the thing. I was just talking to a girl like a few weeks ago. She was like, it's difficult being like trying to be with you because you're like never around too much. And I go, yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not here to say I'm the best person. I'm not an easy person to be with, not because I'm hostile or toxic. It's more so like my schedule is free when most people are working. That's what makes it the most difficult. So like I do want a girl that just, I want to be with. Honestly, it'll be better for me. Like focusing on many women is a distraction. Like it's a high distraction. Being with a girl, like I saw the interview with Luis. Like he went from a very long relationship, now he's in something else. Like the first one was great, like he said, he probably learned a lot from it. And like, what's that quote? Like, maybe we didn't last forever, so I could be better to the next kind of like thing. So for the next, I could be better. And that's how it is, dude. Like, you live and you learn. Like, was I the greatest in every relationship? Absolutely not. Am I planning to be better? Absolutely. But yeah, no, if any girls are out there, I just know that I be out. But that's the thing, like, I'll give a girl my location if it's really gonna make you feel better. I used to have a joke about it. I used to have a girl like, oh, this girl wanted my location because she wanted to make sure that I'm not with other women. I'm like, baby, I cheat at home, But whatever you want, whatever you need, if that's what you need. Like, I know I need the same thing, so I'm not gonna deny something that I'm willing to ask for as well. Confirmation. Am I the best? Guys,
that's right.
They need to get their ego stroked. To pretend that that's not me, it's a lot.
No, it is. It's a lot to kind of process, but you look at it from such a positive perspective too, where it's like it's not going to beat you down,
No, man, I'm down. I'm down to date. I'm down to like date officially, like where they're like, oh shit, like he has a girl. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't need to talk to every girl, but until then, I will. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm not wrong for that. I'm a single guy. I'm looking at my options.
Single. He's kind. He's the best comedian in Arizona.
That's what they say.
2023.
But like I said,
it's on paper.
I think there's, like I said, Luis Alvarez, Reese Muniz, probably my top two in AZ. Personal. Everybody else, you guys are probably good too, but those are first of all,
grinders.
Those guys, even if they didn't like me, I'd like them. I have so much respect for those two because they're genuinely funny, they're original, they are themselves to a T. Everyone else, great. Fight for that spot then. Someone should be talking about you. I hope somewhere out there someone's like, yo, Eric, I respect the hustle. I don't think he's funny, but I respect his hustle. Cool. Yeah. I'm not here to also impress comedians either. I'm here to sell tickets, because they're not buying my tickets. They're going to show up and try to chill in the green room. But that's the thing, man. Like, it is a dog-eat-dog world in comedy. But now it's changed now where you could be friends with people who are hardworking. You'll typically see people be friends with the same people that are on their page. You're kind of doing it, you kind of want it, you're friends. You take it serious, you're friends. Like, you have more respect for them too.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. You see my grind, I see your grind.
Exactly.
You don't have to like each other's material.
Never.
As long as we're respectful towards each other, and at the end of the day, you're building a relationship, a friendship. I'll help you out here, you help me out there. Like, if there's an opportunity, it's like, oh, you want 5 minutes? I have an opening here.
Dude, I reach out to comics that I like. And that's why it's funny when people are like, you've never hit me up about you want to know why?
There's a reason. Oh, dude, when you don't hear from someone, there's a reason.
I saw a comic the other day say something like, hey, I'm sorry that I don't post about the shows that I'm on and do any marketing for it or show up on time, but just know I love this craft. I would never book you.
No.
I would never book because all you're doing is looking for opportunity. I challenge you to do a show yourself and see how happy you would be if anyone just didn't give a fuck about, you know, giving out the fucking information, sharing the link. Dude, it's not easy. None of us are famous, and none of us should act like it either. And even when you are famous, what I've learned from famous comics is that you would think they're open micers. They're so appreciative to be in the game. They love being in the game. They take it very, talking about taking notes. I was in the green room with Chrissy D, and after the first show was over, he was like, all right, hard on himself. All right, I gotta change that. Okay, cool. That worked. That didn't work. All right, we're good. He could just be like, they already paid to see the show.
That's right. That's people's hard-earned money, though. It's like if you're appreciative,
He cares, man.
because you've been there. You've been there where it's like, all right, this set, I have no money and like I have nothing, but I have to go out there and do what I love. You know?
Dude, I gotta go out there swing. You know what it is? And I'll revert to like Tim Dillon's fans in Minneapolis and in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He goes, hey, these people, they love comedy. They live in a bad state, but they love comedy, you know. They love. And I went, imagine, dude, I'm a Latino dude. I'm Ecuadorian, South American. I'm Latino, performing in front of 2,104 white people, right? I love the challenge. Some of my friends were like, I think you're going to the wrong shows because they don't have black and Spanish. I said, no, dude, you gotta be funny in front of everyone. In front of everyone. For the fact that I crushed those shows, and I rarely say that like that, for the fact that I crushed those shows, dude, it was like confirmation that it didn't matter who was there. It didn't matter if you're liberal, you're fucking conservative, you're fucking stupid as shit. Doesn't matter. I was able to tap in to that crowd to the point where they hit me up and they're like, hey, they would hit me with my lines on a DM. Oh, I love this show. My girl had to let me know when you're back in Michigan. Oh, let me know when you're back here. And I was like, man, that's what it's all about, man. And I always tell people, man, you don't know if your jokes are good if you always keep performing in front of people that like you. Go perform in front of people that did not come to see you. That's the true test.
Yep, that's where you adapt. You know,
Oh, yeah.
whether it hits, whether it doesn't, you'll just know. It's like we need to reach a wide
It's a true
variety.
tester.
That's right. Well, I see what you're doing, not only on social media, but you're traveling, you're going all over the place, putting
Yeah.
yourself in front of those audiences that might not mesh well with you. Going on tour with a Chris DiStefano or a Tim Dillon, you know, like you're putting yourself out there, dude. And in a few years, we're all
Yeah.
going to be watching you.
Yeah, man,
It's
that's
the
the goal.
constant grind.
That's honestly the goal. They have put on the sparkle lights on now.
It's almost 8 o'clock. The bottle girls are going to start showing
Yeah, they're
up.
gonna
It's
come
gonna
over and
get-
I'm shaking their ass. I see one of the girls actually know me.
That's right. Go
Wants to
find
say
your
hi.
wife.
But yeah, I gotta go do that. But nah, man. Yeah, I know you've been here all day. I don't want to waste your time.
No,
but dude,
you
this
never
is.
do.
I love your podcast. I'll share this podcast. You've been the same guy since I met you,
Yeah.
and I hope you know I've been the same dude.
You are.
It's the same shit. And the day you feel like you have to be somebody else, you lost.
No. You should never lose that.
That's what made you get there.
If you lose it, in my opinion, if you become an asshole later on, you were always an asshole to
Yeah.
begin with.
It's like, you like baseball?
Love
Okay.
baseball.
I remember, I forgot which baseball guy was talking about people who are in a slump. He goes, don't change your swing. That's what got you here. Move up, move down, move this, move sideways, move that way. Do it that way. Your swing, keep it. Just adjust other things. Don't change who you fundamentally are. And I took that obviously to another place, but I love that. He was like, don't change your swing. That's what got you to the show.
That's right, man.
I love that.
That's right, and we're going places. So I appreciate you coming
Thank you,
on,
man.
brother. We're gonna do this more often now that we got this set up.
It's dope.
Dude, honestly, free drinks at the Hot Chick. Thank you so much to Logan, Corey, and the gang here at the Hot Chick for having us. This was episode 705 of the podcast. Give Cactus a quick shout out. I want to talk to you
Yo,
about
shout out
that.
to Cactus. It's a new apparel. Hit him up. I'll give you the IG. But shout out to my boy Speedy Reed. Providing all this dope attire. Support local, man. This is the way it goes, man. It's the only way we're gonna go forward.
That's absolutely correct. At Eric Bernal Comedy, if you guys want to check him out. If you haven't already, you should now. Check out episode 705, guys.